it can talk to you like it's your best friend in the world. I mean, I've told you mine's now first naming me. It knows everything about me. It says, hope you loved that. Have a great day. It talks to me like a person. But does it really know what it's saying? Or is it just code?
Welcome into Title's podcast. Today I go with me.
Paul, I'm Paul here, writer at Tile Productions, creator, content writer, visualist,
Everything.
coffee smasher. Yeah, do you like a coffee? I'm sure every creative out there, you lot are weird. None of you like coffees at all.
I know. Nikolai from Title Productions, producer and co-founder. And
Non-coffee drinker.
No coffee drinker. I don't actually like coffee that much.
No, I didn't used to. I think it's just, I think it's when you get in the mood. But yeah, I got to tone it down.
I like tea though.
We're distracted.
Oh yeah, you're getting
Let's
distracted.
do a whole podcast. We'll do next time if you want. Put in the comments, and we'll release a podcast about our tea and coffee drinking preferences.
If you ask for it, you gotta ask for it.
However, we are gonna touch today on some of that was mentioned in our last podcast, and some of that's been in our videos, and some of that's very important to us. Some of that, a lot of you have messaged us back about. A lot of businesses have been in touch, especially to Nick directly, asking how they can utilize AI into their business. So we got that side of things, AI being utilized in businesses, not necessarily media AI and the stuff we're using, but also we're getting a lot of creatives who are worried about the use of AI, and we're just going to briefly touch on why they shouldn't be worried, really, and what you think.
Yeah, because I think is in a sense is a quite dangerous time in the sense, because if AI can create high quality content and create high quality, artwork in seconds for considerable cheap than a creative couple years ago, what do? You
see, as I've learned, creating storyboards recently, we had to make a few storyboards for campaigns, and hopefully we're not going to offend any storyboard artists out there. We used some AI software, mostly for budgeting. If we had the big budget, of course, it's all about money. We'd have used it, but we had to make something quick on the fly, and we've been using some great software. And I've come to learn that if you ask it just to do something, so for example, create me an office location with some people, it'll do it okay, but it'll mix it each shot, each frame a little different. But start learning coding, and I think coders, programmers, computer programmers will probably be able to come into the media industry a bit better because they'll understand AI. It's about literally putting in descriptions, exactly what you want. Describe atmosphere, describe weather elements, build up your paragraph, and it will do that for you. I think ChatGPT is fantastic. I know a lot of people use that one. It's quite a common one. It's the one I use most as a writer. I probably felt challenged by it a couple of years ago. When you really wanted to get into AI in the business. You did kind of feel it could do everything, which I can. But I've come to really, really appreciate it. It's like on a day in business, it's like I have a partner. It's like I have a permanent, especially from a writing and creative perspective. I don't get bogged down in the things about creating the pitching documents. I can shove all my work in there in a big lump of essays, because as you know, and probably my tutors at university will know, I used to like overboard on writing stuff. It can really help me trim it down, especially for pitching and selling. And I think that is really important because you can have the greatest stuff going, great stuff written, but if you can't get it to people and have it looking right, then I think I'd embrace for that.
I think we as soon as AI being kind of official, available for the general public, as soon as I found out
free stuff as well,
a lot of free stuff, I was like, we gotta. I felt as soon as it came out, we felt like we had to do something about it, because it's one of those the rule of the game is changing, so you got to be able to adapt,
to embrace it.
You got to embrace it.
We don't want to be mean, but you will be a dinosaur within a couple of years in this industry if you don't. Now, don't get us wrong, we know that there needs to be a human story. An AI at this moment in time, possibly in the future it could do, it doesn't have emotion. It can talk to you like it's your best friend in the world. I mean, I've told you mine's now first naming me. It knows everything about me. It says, hope you loved that. Have a great day. It talks to me like a person. But does it really know what it's saying? Or is it just code? So that's the fine lines. But yeah, I think you can get a lot, and it really, really can help. People should feel threatened. I believe there are certain industries, I think voiceover artists might have a challenge going forward. But I think they should embrace it too. I think a voiceover artist, I was reading that you can now sell your voice to an AI studio.
Yeah.
And they will then say your voice, you can get payments per time your voice is used, as opposed to selling a single pitching out and cold calling, trying to say voice. Because we used to get a lot of emails from voiceover artists anyway who were already struggling in the business. I think the other one possibly from my mind is maybe, like we said, the storyboard and conceptualist. But again, if they can adapt to type in their mental visuals into the prompter, I think they can still come up with some great stuff.
Yeah. I think it will naturally. I think with AI, it will naturally, as a cycle of history as well. Unfortunately, will eliminate some jobs, but at the same time, it will create many new jobs as well.
Let me read you this quote. So, this is great quotes about AI and the future of humanity and creatives.
Scared.
So,
should I be scared?
So, about this one, a little quick one here. It says, someday we're going to look back and wonder how we ever got on without AI.
Actually,
frightening, because it means we might become lazy. But what do you think of that one?
Yeah, I think it's one of those. I'll make the analogy of a car. Of course, can you have a life without a car? Yes, you can. But after you have a car and you understand the freedom and the time that you save using a car to, to move from A to C or A to B is very difficult, because you already tried it. You know how it feels to have it. So I think you almost need to go back to your natural instincts as a human being to kind of just say, oh, I'm okay without it.
Yeah.
Because it's simplified.
Cars, bizarrely, a different type of, I know.
Around as well, holy stunning. I mean, I think that's another podcast.
Trust in the equipment, trust, because someone has had to put that code in there. So I would still want a bit of advice. I would still pre-check.
Yeah,
if I was.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that I want to mention that I thought, and I think we can mention that in the podcast. I remember there was a film in Netflix called Don't Look Up. And
Don't Look Up, yeah.
Great film.
DiCaprio,
great film. But there was something that I thought it was very interesting and a big analogy. So as the concept of the story, if you didn't watch the film, basically the world is about to be hit by a meteor, and they're trying to stop it, but because some people are just too greedy, they didn't stop.
But, it's a comedy, but it also has some important.
It has some important.
It's where do you draw the line? Who monitors? Where do you stop?
But one of the things that I thought it was quite interesting, especially with one of the main characters, it was talking about previewing the future and predicting the future, and it was crazy because it was basically predicting to the level that they could predict people's death based on data, because this is all, they can't be God. All they can do is look all the decisions that you made in your life, and before maybe 20, 40 years ago, they couldn't have access to all the decisions. But now with AI, with the internet, with the way we are so digital, we have a digital print, as they call, people now can big brands can predict things.
People, I guess, to the point, I think we'll touch on one of the videos you might see on our channel, is people think AI is something new. These algorithms have been around for a long time. It's just that they're finally accessible to everyone.
And if they didn't improve.
Netflix, how do you think your Netflix comes up with your recommended playlist? You've put a thumbs up or a double thumbs up or a thumbs down on the film notes you liked, and they'll push the algorithm. Same as YouTube. YouTube today, you may have been pushed to our podcast today because you've got some others already. There are already algorithms working. The AI is already there, just in a different format. I remember seeing a film, Steven Spielberg film, Minority Report.
Great film,
And that kind of stuff's already coming in play. Is that, like I said, it already knows the person from scanning their ID. A bit like your advertising algorithms now that you get on YouTube and other channels, and Instagram specifically. And as he's walking through a shop, all the adverts are custom targeted to himself. And I think that's
crazy. It's crazy.
Same scenario.
So it's one of those. He has both sides. He has the side that, okay, he's going to provide you the content that you definitely want to watch so you can spend more time in the platform. But the other side is he knows you sometimes better than you know yourself.
Sciences. I mean, we're not going to touch on sciences in AI, but I think in the world of science and medicine, touching what you said, I think there are going to be interesting things. Of course, it's got to be managed. We will be releasing a film hopefully soon this year about the dangers of AI as well. So keep your eyes out from that one.
Oh, yeah.
Because quite, as you've probably seen on news or a couple of things. Before we thingy though, wrap up this one, let me give you this philosophical quote. The arrival of general AI will force us to confront a new sense of ourselves, as well as a universe that is both strange and more wonderful than we could have ever imagined.
I'm not sure about the wonderful, but I do think the AI can definitely make us rethink and who we are and how we do things.
I think the speed and the pace, like with technology in general, will really grow. I think it's going to be hard to tell in a couple of years. They're already doing face capture of actors, aren't they, to film them? And there's already examples over the last 5 years of actors who have been made to look younger in films. Not the best film that comes to mind, but in Ant-Man, I know that the youth Michael Douglas to look, and also in one of the Marvel films. So yeah, I think I though personally, I mean, might be a big scope out there. Let me know if you think the same. I think when we look back in history, maybe after we're long gone, I think this advancement in technology and artificial intelligence will be seen as big an industrial revolution as electricity. Maybe even mobile phone boost. You remember mobile phones, slow start in the 80s, early 90s? Boom.
Yes.
Look at your phone now.
Yeah.
And I think I'm seeing adverts where you can be a dosser or a joker and you put it into your Google AI and it's coming up with a professional meeting. So resignation letters, pictures, asking for your promotion with Nick. Get it in the AI and it'll do it for you.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think AI, but at the same time, I feel like AI is scary on one side, but also is exciting because there is the scare sign because things will change, and I feel like us as human beings, there is always that fear of change.
You don't want people wanting to cheat. People, sadly, before we wrap up today, are always wanting to cheat the system. They want to do things easy, but not necessarily easy for the right reasons. They want to do it easy because they're lazy. They can do everything for them. That's always going to be people and technology like that. And I think it's important that they'll get caught out. I can read now. I can read quite well, and I'm sure examiners and teachers, so no students for doing this. I can read if something has been written by AI. I can tell by its algorithm, its language, little dots, its grammar correction. So you still need to proofread, you still need to work, you still need to tweak. It's to help you, I believe. Going forward with us as a business, everyone out there who's going to watch our videos this year, especially going into 2025, where we're going to look into storytelling specifically in your films and how AI can boost your story. And when we speak story, we're not just talking dramatic story, we're talking business story, corporate story, individual story, influencer story. All those things we're hoping this year that we have an impact on using AI to help.
Yeah, because there's something that AI can really tell for you and a genuine and true way, but it definitely can help.
Yeah.
Okay?
Definitely.
So should we...
Yeah, I think we don't want to baffle everyone with AI. We're not robots, we're humans. We'll put this through a system, see what it comes up with better than us, but I think we'll still work out the best so far, So.
Okay.
All right, we'll catch you next time.
Catch you next time. Thanks for listening, guys. And if you have any questions or any comments, just comment below.